Hey guys, this is lesson 3.1. We're learning to write linear equations or linear functions from a graph. So we're kind of going the opposite way. Last unit we looked at writing or making graphs from an equation. Now we're going to look at, if we already have the graph, can we write the equation? And we're going to look at it in two different forms. We're going to look at it in slope-intercept form and then in standard form as well. So in order to do this, we're going to need to be able to calculate the slope of the line. So find 2 points, and then find rise over run, and find that y-intercept. This is going to allow us to put in any equation or any line into slope-intercept form. From there, we're going to be able to convert to standard form, and we're going to walk through how to convert to go to standard form. Okay, I'm going to do this video in 2 parts. We're going to look at converting in this first part, and in the second part, we're going to look at graphing and putting it all together. So getting that form in slope-intercept form and then going to standard. Let's get started. So first, over here on the left-hand side, you see you have slope-intercept form as y equals mx plus b, and we're going to go to standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. Okay, something very important to note. This ax right there, this a value, has to be a positive number. It can't be negative, okay? So that's something to be aware of. And we also don't want it to be a fraction. We want it to be a whole number. So our a value should always be positive, and our fraction, and we shouldn't have a fraction for that a value. We want to deal with whole numbers only. Now, if we have a fraction, to get rid of that, we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator of the fraction. So to get rid of a fraction, you're going to multiply both sides by the denominator, which is the bottom of the fraction. So let's check out example number 1 to convert to standard form from slope-intercept. Example 1 is y equals negative 4x plus 3. In order to move to standard form, we need our a and our x and our y to be on the same side. So I'm going to focus on moving that x so it's on the same side as my y. So then now I have 4x plus y equals 3, right? Because those will cross out. That one's pretty easy. I'm left with a positive x value, and if I was with a negative x value, which we don't want, we'd have to multiply both sides of the equation by -1 to go ahead and change that sign so that we have a positive a value, but we're good here. It is just that simple, like that. So let's look at number 2. That's a little bit more tricky. We have y equals negative 2/3 x minus 1. So start out, we have a fraction that's in front of x. Sorry about that little interruption. So because we have that fraction for the a value, we need to multiply by the denominator. So let's multiply, both sides by the denominator. And I'm going to do it like this, and I'm going to say we're multiplying by that denominator 3. That means I'm going to do 3 times everything inside the parentheses. So now we have 3y equals negative 2x minus 3. So all we've done is just eliminated the fraction by multiplying by the denominator. Now we're going to add 2x to both sides. And we're going to end up with 2x plus 3y equals negative 3. Again, our a value is positive. It's not a fraction, so that's our final answer. Remember, if we had a negative a value, if there had been a negative a, say we had come up with negative 3x plus 2y equals negative 6. If we had that negative a value, we would multiply everything by -1, which would change the negative 3x to a positive 3x. It would be a minus 2y and equals 6. So all the signs would change if we end up with a negative a. Okay, that's just a quick little side note. You might want to write that down. Okay, so that is all it is to convert. You want x and y on the same side. Key things to remember, these important things over here on the left-hand side. The A value has to be positive and it can't be a fraction. Okay, that's the most important thing right here. Let your teacher know if you have any questions.